this episode of Off the Script, number 160, part number 2, for your Saturday, March 11th, 2017! I got news on Rusev supposedly having backstage heat on Monday Night Raw. For what? Who the fuck knows? But we're gonna go over it today on Off the Script. Also, backstage plans for the Demon King, Finn Balor, going into WrestleMania 33 and the reason why he did not show up at Fastlane or the next night on Monday Night Raw. Also, rumors on the Smackdown Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. What type of match is it going to be for Alexa Bliss? Also, rumors on the WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship situation at WrestleMania 33. Rumor going around is that the titles will not even be defended at WrestleMania 33 at all. Also, news on Brock Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania 33, the absolute latest on the creative plans for their big matchup for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 33. Also, Vince McMahon's decision to have Roman Reigns go over Braun Strowman at Fastlane. Why? We're going to talk about it today on Off the Script, and also the latest on Goldberg's contract status with WWE after WrestleMania 33. Is Bill Goldberg coming back after WrestleMania? All this, plus so much more, right here on Off the Script.
JD from New York, 206, it's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman, get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206, it's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206, it's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Another fucking Saturday, another episode of Off the Script. Episode 160, part number 2 for your Saturday, March 11th, 2017. I am, of course, the man of the hour. That is finally here, JD, for Off the Script. I want to thank everybody that showed up to support part 1 of this weekend's Off the Script. Man, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that video. I know it got a little sappy in the first half of that video, but we kicked it into high gear, man, with that fucking news and rumors section of part 1 of Off the Script. Great stuff there. If you guys missed it, please go and check it. Link will be in the annotation that you guys see on the video that you are currently watching. That little exclamation point that you see right here on YouTube. Drop that down and it'll bring you to all the latest videos that you might have missed on my channel. Also, within part 1, if you guys watched it, I am conducting a poll all weekend long, man. It's going to go up until Sunday at the end of Sunday night. I want you guys to vote on whether you guys want a new theme song for Off the Script or not. Justin Bailey of the Best There Is podcast. If you guys don't know, he does the theme song for this show, for this podcast. He reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, said, dude, do you think it's time for a new theme song for Off the Script? I'm like, I think so. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. If you love the original theme and you want me to keep it, so be it. Vote no. If you guys want a new theme, all you got to do is vote yes. I'm going to tally the votes. I'm going to bring it to Justin's attention. Maybe we can come up with something for a new theme right here for Off the Script. So I want to thank everybody that already took part in the poll. And if you missed it, like I said, the video link will be in the annotation that you see on the screen in front of you. Not going to waste too much of your time today, guys. I want to go over the most important things. Number one, the new t-shirt is available. I want to fucking beast this thing out all the way till WrestleMania, man. The new Get Off My TV hit list shirt is now available. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript19.99. And that new motherfucker could be yours, man. If you order it this weekend, you will get it before WrestleMania weekend. Make sure you guys go out and get it this weekend. Otherwise, it might be too late because Pro Wrestling Tees takes a little bit of a time to get the t-shirts to you, man, because they are print to garment. They are a great quality, and you guys know how long they take if you order through the website, man. It's quality stuff, and I don't mind waiting because I know it's a great fucking product, but if you guys want it, you got to give yourself some ample time. Go and get it, man. That's barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Ship worldwide no matter where you are, and we are an official partner with Barbershop Window. So I want to thank those guys, as always, for their continued love and support. I got this from Pro Wrestling Tees. This is one of my WrestleMania t-shirts, man, for the weekend. I'm repping the cleaner right here on Off the Script. I had to get this, man, mainly because I'm becoming a very, very big fan of Kenny Omega, but that's not even the reason. I love Contra, so I had to get it, bro. I had to get it. It was staring me in the face, and I'm like, you know what, $19.99, this is going to be a fucking beast t-shirt for Orlando. So I got this off Pro Wrestling Tees, and I got it through his online shop. He's got so much shit on there, man. It's so fucking awesome to see how many options you got for Kenny Omega's online shop, man. It really is fucking awesome. Pro Wrestling Tees is just a fucking amazing, man. They are really, really fucking unbelievable. Patreon.com/JD from NY206 if you guys want another way to support the podcast. Patreon is that way, man. We are doing big things over on Patreon. You guys get early access to Off the Script for as little as $1 a month. If you guys can afford more, obviously, that would be unbelievable. That would be so appreciative. So, unbelievable, man. You guys are kicking ass with that. We are nearing 150 patrons on there right now. And you guys are going to get early access. You guys are going to get a exclusive Discord link chat that I'm going to pop in and out of when I got some free time. And also, for everybody that is exclusive to Patreon, you guys are going to get immediate download links of not only all the versions of Off the Script's theme, but you guys are going to get exclusive links to download the new song. If we do get one made by Justin Bailey, you guys can make it as a notification for your phones, a fucking ringtone, your alarm to wake up to in the morning. You guys are going to be getting some cool shit over there. And then, obviously, when I have some more time away from this bullshit job that is seemingly taking my attention away from everything, I want to really, sit down and put some resources into making it really special, man. I have this idea for everybody on Patreon, if you guys pledge to a certain tier, that I want to do my own, crate. Like, you guys get a one-time crate, a JD Off the Script crate with, maybe a coffee mug or a fucking mouse pad or maybe, I don't know, a fucking postcard, a pen, something along those lines, maybe a hat. I don't know, man. I have ideas. I just got to put them into motion, but I really can't do that because, I'm either at work and then I come home and then I do this. So I don't have time during the day to do that type of operation. I wish I did, but hopefully you guys are enjoying what we got going on Patreon right now. So if you guys can afford it, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Another great way to support the podcast, man, is showing love to Audible. Audible is giving everybody that listens to Off the Script every single fucking weekend. And I want to thank everybody for showing love so far through the month of March. We are already at 30 signups for the month of March for the first 10 days, man. Fucking beast. But Audible is sponsoring the podcast, and they're giving everybody listening today 30 days free to try the service. So you guys sign up, and you're going to get one free audio book on the house, man. Free. Free. Free.com. So you guys go through the sign-up process, and no matter what you do within those 30 days, if you want to stay on, great. If you guys want to cancel, you get to keep your audiobook no matter what, man. Compatible with iPhone and Android. You got over 180,000 books to choose from, and a lot of those are wrestling-related, man. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Roddy Piper, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair. You got JTG, Bob Holly, The Death of WCW, Mick Foley, Chris Jericho, Justin Roberts has a new book coming out. Mick Foley himself has a new book coming out. Jim Ross has a new book coming out. You guys can even pre-order AJ Lee's new book, Crazy Is My Superpower, and that is going to be available WrestleMania weekend. You guys can sign up and use your free book to cash in on AJ Lee's new book, which I am sure is going to be full of fucking controversial shit in there, man. It's going to be a great listen. She's actually doing the voiceover completely for the entire autobiography, man. 9 hours. She's sitting down for 9 hours, and she's going to do the entire voiceover herself. And I know a lot of you guys cashed in on the Daniel Bryan. He actually narrated his own autobiography, which I'm hearing is fucking fantastic. But if you guys want to sign up for that, man, it's free. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Go and do that now. It's an absolutely amazing offer, and it's an amazing way to support the show and the channel. And finally, guys, WrestleMania weekend is quickly approaching. I will be at the Internet Darlings with Brian Zane, Adam from What Culture, Joe Cronin, Grim's Toy Show, Matthew from Botchamania, maybe some other guests. We're going to be doing Q&A. We're going to be doing a live panel discussion of WrestleMania 33, preview, predictions, our thoughts behind everything building up to WrestleMania. We're going to have a meet and greet after the show, right before NXT TakeOver, man. And I'm looking and I'm hoping to get into NXT TakeOver. I'm waiting on an official word from my buddies to see if I can actually get access to a ticket. But I'm looking forward to that, man. It will be my first NXT TakeOver period. And it would be my first TakeOver. It would be my first NXT event altogether. Never mind TakeOver. It would be my first NXT event altogether. But I know a lot of my buddies are going there. You know, the guys from Wrestle Rumble, who I love dearly. They support the show. And, you know, my buddy Justin Labar from Wrestling Reality on iTunes and Podbean and Share Shot Reality. A bunch of those guys are going. I would love to be in and around NXT, sitting next to those guys, sharing fucking laughs and beers. It's going to be an awesome time, and I can't wait to get down there. I'm just fucking terrified of flying. I don't know what I'm going to do, man, but I'm gonna try my best to fucking grow a pair of balls and get down there. It's only 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I can sit in the air, watch a TakeOver event, and, you know, before you know it, I'll be there. I'll be sitting in a fucking bar somewhere having a cold beverage as soon as I land. So hopefully everything goes well, and I am genuinely excited to get down to Orlando and just bring you guys my experience from down there. WrestleCon, Access I'll be at. Like I said, I'm looking to get into TakeOver. I got the Internet Darlings thing. Friday, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I think, Friday is WrestleCon. I'll be at WrestleCon all day, yeah. So Thursday's Access, Friday's WrestleCon, Saturday is TakeOver with the Internet Darlings, and then Sunday, I am going to say what's up to Solid Monster at his fan meetup in Orlando, and then I'm going to go hang out with Justin Labar, who is hosting a pre-show party before Mania with Billy Gunn. So I got a lot of stuff planned, man. And in between, I'm going to be recording off the script. I'm going to be, vlogging because I got a nice little place down there with a pool and barbecue. I might, film, me just sitting around, vlogging in the pool or grilling some steaks or just wandering around fucking Orlando, man, just having a good time. So can't wait. You guys are going to be sharing the experience right here on the channel. I want to thank everybody for literally making my dreams come true day by day, week by week, right here with the channel and the support you guys show me, man. You guys are fucking unbelievable. Being that we got all that out of the way, man, let's get into the news and rumors of the week here for Saturday. We're going to start off with these. Let me start off with this Rusev story, man. I really want to go over this because there was a few things that I wanted to mention in yesterday's video that I did not. I mentioned yesterday we were going to talk about Daniel Bryan and the draft. There's supposedly some new rules for the 2017 draft. I did not get to those stories in the video yesterday, even though I said it in the intro that I would go over those stories. But today we're going to go over them. I'm not going to miss them today. But let me go over this Rusev story, man, because it's really fucking bizarre how Rusev has backstage heat, supposedly. It's a rumor that Rusev has backstage heat. At the Fastlane pay-per-view, Rusev faced off in a bonus match against The Big Show that had absolutely no fucking business being on the card at all. Rusev would ultimately lose the match, leaving a lot of wrestling fans scratching their heads. Was this a punishment? Or was this the way WWE intended this to be because they want to build up Big Show for something special at WrestleMania? Rumor now is that Big Show is retiring in 2018. So WrestleMania in 2018 is looking like it's going to be the Big Show's last show. And he's going to be hanging up the boots, and he wants to take a corporate position in WWE, maybe as a backstage agent or something. Obviously, he's got a lot of knowledge he can pass on to the younger superstars coming through the promotion. So it's going to be good for him. But he is looking like he's going to be built up for something at least at WrestleMania. That was my assumption. But then I read that this could have been some sort of punishment for Rusev. Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez speculated on Wrestling Observer Radio after Fastlane that the loss could have to do with Rusev having some backstage heat. There are two theories going around that could explain why Rusev has this heat, and I use that in quotes. One is that he got his hair cut without Vince McMahon knowing ahead of time. If he made that change without telling Vince, you better believe there would be some repercussions. The second theory is that his tweet at Jack Swagger just a little less than a week ago might have gotten him into some trouble. WWE reportedly blocked the release of Jack Swagger a few days ago, so he is still with the company. Seems pretty petty for WWE to do something like that, but it is totally not out of the question. This is what Rusev said in the tweet, and I quote, "The man that almost broke my ankle few times. Very strong and always creative. At Real Jack Swagger. Good fight." It does seem like Rusev has pissed someone off backstage in the company over the past year, from riding in on a tank against John Cena at WrestleMania to losing a bonus match against the Big Show to not even being featured in anything at WrestleMania this year. The decline of Rusev has been real. Clearly, Rusev is being punished, because why would they take the Bulgarian brute who easily could have been one of the most dominating heels in all of WWE? People had aspirations, high hopes for Rusev as being a dominating heel in the WWE. He was undefeated. He was the United States champion. Then he met a brick wall named John Cena, and after that, everything went downhill. He joined the League of fucking Losers, the League of Nations, and nothing was the same after that. Now, this year, or last year I should say, coming into this year, they paired the fucking guy with Jinder Mahal. They paired fucking Rusev with Hard Body Mahal, Steroid Mahal, HGH Mahal, Stick a Needle in My Ass and Inject Me Mahal. And then they renamed Rusev and they gave him the fucking nickname Handsome Rusev. Are you fucking kidding me? This was the United States champion back then. An undefeated United States champion. Someone who had a marquee match at WrestleMania with John Cena. I don't understand what the fuck's going on with Rusev, but the Jack Swagger thing, that could be the reason why. You know, WWE, I don't find it to be a big deal, but WWE is that fucking petty. They are. You know, maybe they didn't like Jack Swagger's cookies. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. But Rusev might have been a fan of his oatmeal raisin cookies, and he wanted to wish him best in his future endeavors, man. That's all Rusev was doing. He was showing respect to a friend. So he didn't say anything out of line. You know? He was very much, you know, in Rusev character. Man almost broke my ankle. Very strong, always creative. Real Jack Swagger, good fight. I'm going to say that might have been one of the reasons why. Now, the haircut thing, I mean, do you got to go to Vince McMahon to everything? Hey, Vince, I got to take a shit. Do you mind if I go take a shit on the clock, please? You know? Hey, Vince, I'm going out with the boys. We're going to be home about 12:30. We'll be back in the hotel room. Do you got to report to Vince about everything? I mean, the guy fucking cut his hair. I know when I know, you know, it's time for a haircut, I just fucking go. You just know when it's time for a fucking haircut. Did Vince McMahon give The Undertaker shit when he shaved his fucking hair off? His iconic fucking hair, and he came out looking like Hellraiser? He looked fucking terrible. Did Vince McMahon give The Undertaker bullshit for cutting his fucking long hair off? I don't think so. It's fucking hair. And clearly, Rusev might have just been playing up the fact that, listen, they named me Handsome Rusev. I don't look too fucking handsome with long fucking hair all over the place. I'm gonna fucking cut my hair and be a good boy And I'm going to model myself after the gimmick and the nickname they gave me. Maybe that was the reason. But Vince McMahon punishing him for not knowing ahead of time that Rusev was going to cut his hair? Are you fucking kidding me? Let the guy go cut his hair. Seriously. You want a receipt from the fucking, from the barber? Come on, bro. Or it could be that people backstage, people in the higher up position, they look at Rusev and they look at who he's married to. You know, there might be some jealousy stemming from that. Who the fuck knows? Or how does a guy like Rusev get a woman like Lana? Lana should be with me. You know? How come he's with Lana? Look at those legs. Look at that ass. You know? And then obviously, WWE still probably isn't happy, which I don't know. I don't understand why they would make a big deal about this, that they got married and it fucked up all their creative plans when he was in that feud with Dolph Ziggler. Rusev did himself a favor by getting married and getting out of that fucking feud, that little fucking bullshit feud he had with Dolph Ziggler. Lana was completely out of her element. She was coming out with Dolph Ziggler as in a managerial role. She was wearing these tight jean skirts and these jean jackets. She didn't do anything that resembled the Lana that we knew with Rusev. And it was just fucked up. You had Rusev who was with Summer Rae, or whatever the fuck he was calling her. I don't know. It was just one big fucking clusterfuck. But I don't see why WWE would still be harboring feelings over that. You know, it's either one of those three things. The fact that there's jealousy over Rusev and that he's with Lana and married to Lana and he's got one of the most attractive women in the fucking world. You know, sleeping with him at night, maybe. You know, that's always a fucking good reason to, you know, to bring up. The Jack Swagger thing, I don't see why that would be a big deal. It's very petty of WWE. And the fact that he got his fucking hair cut. Who gives a shit? All three reasons are complete bullshit. But this is WWE. This is Vince McMahon. You'll get fucking benched by WWE. You'll get fucking depushed. You'll get fucking squashed for breathing the wrong way. You know? I'm hearing Vince McMahon doesn't like sneezing. You can't sneeze around Vince McMahon. Everybody that's around Vince McMahon who's worked in creative, you can't sneeze around Vince McMahon. He doesn't like it. He gets angry. So, this is the type of boss you're working for. You got to be walking on eggshells around Vince McMahon all day long, man. I would love to creative right, but I don't know how I would operate in that type of position. I know that. I'd be scared out of my fucking pants. But whatever the case may be, Rusev has fallen off the radar. They are completely misusing him. He is one of the most vastly underutilized talents on Monday Night Raw. And if there's one guy, and I mentioned this already, Sami Zayn would be an ideal guy for a fucking scenery change. I would love if he went over to Smackdown. It's looking like Rusev might be joining Sami Zayn on my list for guys on Monday Night Raw who could definitely use a change of scenery. Because it's fucking criminal what they're doing with Rusev, man. He's got a great promo. He's fucking funny. He's got a great look. And the guy can fucking wrestle. You know? I understand the USA thing, the fucking, you know, the evil foreigner thing is kind of played out. It's cheap heat. It's easy heat. But they fucked up a good thing here. They completely derailed his momentum, and I don't see why. They got a gem in Rusev if they build him up and dedicate some fucking time to getting this guy over. But WWE refuses. Everything and all their resources go into Roman Reigns, and that's it. Everything, honestly, goes into Roman Reigns. And that's all Monday Night Raw is. It's all Roman. It's all Roman. We're going to move on to this story here. I want to talk about this Daniel Bryan situation because on Talking Smack, he made a snide remark about, you know, wrestling in a year and a half. It was, again, The Miz and Daniel Bryan. They got another heated argument going on Talking Smack right after SmackDown this week. And it all began when The Miz accused Daniel Bryan of giving John Cena preferential treatment. Things escalated into another heated back and forth between the two. Bryan would make fun of The Miz for making made-for-TV movies, and The Miz would respond by making fun of Daniel Bryan not being able to wrestle because of his head and various other injuries. Daniel Bryan's response has the internet buzzing about a potential return to the ring once his contract with WWE runs out in a year and a half. Here is how the exchange with both men went. The Miz said, and I quote, "You want to be a wrestler, but you can't because of your head." Daniel Bryan said, and I quote, "I can't or they won't let me. We'll see in a year and a half and see what happens." End quote. Now, is everybody getting worked here? Is everybody just being taken for a fool? Did Daniel Bryan just let us know under the radar quickly on Talking Smack that he's returning to the ring when his WWE contract expires? Because you know for a fucking damn well fact that WWE is not going to let this guy wrestle under their watch. They're not. After what he said and what he did coming out on ESPN saying that he's been having, not aneurysms, he's been having seizures. He was having various seizures. They did some in-depth medical testing. Even though Daniel Bryan had 3 opinions from 3 highly regarded doctors in this field, concussion specialists, that cleared this guy and deemed him okay to go back into the ring. I don't see how you can get 3 doctors of that credibility, of that magnitude, and get the okay from 3 different people. Not even a WWE doctor. This was 3 outside doctors. He got 3 opinions. All of them said, yes, you are good to go. You're ready to go back into the ring. Then he comes out on ESPN and says that WWE won't let him wrestle because we did extensive testing and we found out that, I was having seizures and this and that. And I didn't watch the ESPN special that he did. I don't know if he was with Coachman or not. He came out on ESPN and said that that there was extensive testing done and he found all this other stuff that the other doctors didn't find. I don't believe it for a second. I'm going to be one of those conspiracy theorists and say I don't believe it. I honestly think, and I'm telling you all right now, I've said this many times. Now, you might think I'm a fucking lunatic. You might think I'm fucking crazy. But I would love to see Daniel Bryan back in the ring in WWE. Will we? Absolutely not. I would be jaw-dropped fucking shocked if they let Daniel Bryan back in the ring. I am going to, be a fucking goon conspiracy theorist and say that WWE did not want Daniel Bryan as the number 1 guy in the company. They did not want Daniel Bryan, leading his brand and his personality to the top of the WWE food chain, because we all knew Daniel Bryan was the one to replace John Cena when John Cena scales his schedule down. WWE has groomed and has wanted and has prayed and has wished. They even fucking went into the fucking depths of the Egyptian desert and found a lamp with a genie inside. They rubbed it, and all 3 of their wishes, the genie popped out, and the fucking genie says, I will grant you 3 wishes, Mr. Sabretooth. I'm gonna roll this lamp, and I'm gonna wish for Roman Reigns to be the number 1 man in the WWE. Because I gotta make Vince McMahon happy. Otherwise, I can't suck his balls. That's exactly the scenario that went down. Kevin Dunn went on an expedition into the depths of the Egyptian desert. He uncovered buried treasure. He found a fucking genie lamp, and he rubbed it with his teeth. And then the genie popped out. And all 3 of his wishes. Not getting a fucking dentist to take care of his fucking saber teeth. Not getting his fucking mouth fixed so that he can talk normal without a fucking lisp. Nothing like that. No, he didn't even wish for a new fucking toothbrush. He didn't. He wished, all 3 of his wishes, for Roman Reigns to be the number 1 man in WWE. And that's exactly what the WWE wants. They groomed this guy. They wished upon a star. They fucking prayed every night before they went to bed that this is the guy that they want. They don't want anybody else. No matter what the fans want, no matter the disapproval for Roman Reigns, the disgust for Roman Reigns, and the fucking love and the showering of emotion that Daniel Bryan gets every time he comes out. Even now, he's still the most popular fucking guy on the roster. WWE did not want that. And I just feel inside of me, now, I don't think this is the reason, I'm just throwing this out there, that WWE fully knew that Daniel Bryan could get back into the ring. They didn't want it. They came up with a fucking excuse. They told him, listen, we're not gonna fucking put you back in the ring. We're not gonna monitor you on our watch. You're not wrestling for us anymore. I honestly think that WWE retired Daniel Bryan because it wasn't what they wanted. It wasn't that, it wasn't the fact that the fans who cared about Daniel Bryan were going to catapult him to the fucking top of the food chain in WWE. It's not what they wanted. And they made up some bullshit excuse to get him off television so that nothing can get in their way, nothing can ruin their plans for Roman Reigns to ascend the heights of WWE. It's obvious, it's been talked about. It's been talked about. It's been discussed. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not. Something like that is very easily, it could easily happen. It could be a reason why Daniel Bryan's not on television. Because if he says something like that, right, and he's due to have a child with fucking Brie, and he's about to be a father, don't you think Brie, her husband, don't you think she'd say, listen, you're not getting in the ring. We're about to have this kid. You're about to be a father. You got to be at home. You got to take care of the kid with me. This and that. Daniel Bryan's walking away from guaranteed money in WWE. He doesn't give a shit. He wants to wrestle. And it sucks that WWE might have taken Daniel Bryan away from us. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins. The list goes on and on with Daniel Bryan and the matches that we could have seen with him. I was devastated that we didn't get those type of matches in WWE. That's just me. A small piece of my heart thinks that WWE intentionally said, you know what, we're not going to do it. You're not going to wrestle under our name. And, you got to ride out your contract. Whatever you do after fucking WWE is on you. You want to go wrestle. But I don't know. You say something like that, I would assume there would be a follow-up story for, Brie to come out and say, listen, Daniel's not wrestling. I'm not going to allow him to wrestle. She's already stated that she doesn't want him to wrestle. But he continues to fucking just jab at that fucking same topic. Every time The Miz brings up something, yeah, we'll see in a year and a half. We'll see in a year and a half, and then we'll see what happens. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But everybody has heard on numerous occasions say that he does not feel like he should be retired. This is what he wants to do. This is his livelihood. How do you think he feels GMing Smackdown every fucking week, knowing that he can't get in the ring with an AJ Styles? Gotta fucking eat this guy alive, man. He might have let future plans slip. I'm hearing that he might be interested in going to New Japan. I'm hearing that he might be interested in going to Mexico, CMML. I don't know. But it won't be for WWE. And who knows? If TNA offers him the right amount of money, if TNA blows him away with a fucking contract, I said this last week. The only way you're going to get TNA any notoriety, especially after everything that they've been through in 2016, you got to sign a big fucking name. You got to sign a guy like a John Cena-esque guy. You got to sign a CM Punk. You got to sign a Daniel Bryan. Those guys are bigger than Impact Wrestling themselves. If Daniel Bryan was on Impact Wrestling and featured in a prominent way, in a serious way, in a competitive way, I would watch Impact Wrestling simply to see Daniel Bryan. Now, things would obviously have to change. I would hope Impact Wrestling takes the show on the road and starts touring. But if you want notoriety, if you want buzz, if you want ratings, if you want someone who is legit going to make a huge difference, Daniel Bryan is that type of guy. He is bigger. Punk is bigger. Guys like that right now are bigger than what TNA is currently doing. And if you want notoriety and if you want real change, it's not going to be with a Matt Morgan. It's not going to be with a fucking Del Rio. It's not going to be with whoever else they're bringing in. Aaron Rex. Turning him into the fucking birdcage with Robin Williams. Give me a fucking break, man. Daniel Bryan is that type of change. We'll see. It's going to be interesting, but he's got everybody talking. What does he mean? I don't know. All we know is that he's going to be with the WWE for at least another year and a half. I wish him the best. I'll be following him wherever he goes. That's all I can tell you. Update on Finn Balor's WrestleMania plans. This week's episode of Raw did not feature the return of the Demon King Finn Balor. Balor's been out of action for the past several months with a shoulder injury. It is expected that he is cleared to return and will be back any day now. So what will Finn Balor be doing at WrestleMania 33? Dave Meltzer on the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio Show, does not expect Balor to be featured in one of the marquee matches of WrestleMania 33. He does say that he will be at the event. It is just unclear if it will be a match or a segment with him involved. A rumor going around right now is that Balor could be facing off against Samoa Joe at WrestleMania in one of the undercard matches. It doesn't look like Joe has an opponent for WrestleMania unless they do Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe once again at WrestleMania. Balor is being advertised for house shows in March for 6-man tags. On a side note, Triple H, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens. On the other side is going to be Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor. So it is a 6-man tag with Triple H getting some practice in before WrestleMania. This indicates that he will be, in fact, returning to action before WrestleMania 33. The only thing that remains unclear is if WWE will hold him off the card due to lack of space, or if they will include him in a match with Joe, maybe a triple threat with Joe and Zayn at WrestleMania, being that Sami Zayn is not going to have anything to do. And I would be very upset for Sami Zayn if he's not featured in a match and just placed in a fucking Battle Royal. Same thing with Samoa Joe. Those guys deserve something to do at WrestleMania. After Joe's body of work all year in 2016 and Sami Zayn's body of work in 2016, bringing fucking WWE's in-ring competitiveness for 2016 up vastly from previous years with 3 of the best matches that you will see in WWE all year long. Give me a break, man. Sami Zayn certainly deserves a spot at WrestleMania. Some people don't think that, hard work doesn't deserve a spot at WrestleMania. Then what the fuck does? You know, enough of this part-time bullshit. People use that as an excuse. If you're not a moneymaker, you don't deserve a spot at WrestleMania. Bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Sami Zayn has worked his fucking ass off, and it's WWE's fault they haven't positioned him in a right way. Zayn, after the body of work that he's showcased in 2016, certainly deserves a fucking match at WrestleMania. Don't give me that shit. Same thing with Samoa Joe. What does Balor do? I don't know. I don't know if they'll hold him off because it's rush, or if they will include him on the show. If they want to do Joe versus Balor, they need to start building that right now. And the only reason why they didn't bring him back on Monday Night Raw is because The Undertaker made his appearance on Raw instead of what should have been at Fastlane. So with The Undertaker not on Fastlane, and they did Undertaker on Monday Night Raw in the closing segment, WWE did not want to put Balor on the same show because they did not want to take away from The Undertaker's appearance. If Balor shows up, it might be this week. It might be the weeks leading. We might not see Balor, until WrestleMania. We might not see Balor until Sunday, April 2nd. So we don't know for sure, but all we know is that the guy's cleared. He's ready to go. He's going to be doing 6-man tags, house shows with Jericho and Zayn on his team against Triple H, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens. You guys know my deal with Finn Balor. I would turn him heel. I would have him join the new authority or the new evolution, and I would have that be the stable. Balor is a Triple H guy, you know. Joe is a Triple H guy. Kevin Owens is a Triple H guy. You got 3 Triple H guys there. And I still think the absolute best way, I have not heard anybody come up with a better reason. I have not heard anybody come up with a better storyline or a better proposition than what I gave you guys a couple of weeks back. Mick Foley is about to be fired. We all know that. Kurt Angle's about to take his place. That is the strong rumor going around right now. With Triple H having these guys run Monday Night Raw, Samoa Joe is a fucking monster. He's a destroyer. You know, Mick Foley harbors ill will towards that. He took out Rollins. He injured Rollins for no reason. Sami Zayn's getting beat up every fucking week. Mick Foley trades Sami Zayn to SmackDown and overcomes Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose is, propelled into a storyline with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And you have those guys go against the Evolution team of Owens, Joe, and Balor. That's it. It's simple. Foley would do that, undermining Stephanie McMahon. That would lead to his termination. In comes Angle. The trade was already made. Nothing can be done about it. Zayn gets a new, fresh atmosphere on SmackDown. Ambrose is probably losing the IC title to Baron Corbin. A fresh atmosphere for him, being that he's done everything on SmackDown. He's fought everybody that he could on SmackDown. A fresh environment would do good for both men. I like it, man. I have not heard anybody come up with a better proposition than that. So let's do it. Now, Balor being a heel, why not? It would work. But if you turn Balor heel, are people going to really buy into Balor being a heel? I don't know. But it's worth a shot because the storytelling and the feud that we could get coming out of that with the new Evolution versus Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns. If WWE wants Reigns to be a babyface, by association, I think that would work. They would have Reigns in a role that fits him perfectly, back the way it used to be. Maybe fans will get on his side, and maybe by association, Roman Reigns would be looked at as a good guy instead of a fucking guy that nobody wants to see, a guy that has just no interest from anybody, a guy that people look at in disgust. I don't know. I like it, and like I said, I have not heard a better proposition from anybody as it concerns what to do with this new stable being rumored, what to do with Balor, what to do with Reigns following WrestleMania. It works. It definitely works. Speaking of Raw and SmackDown, apparently there's going to be a new draft format for 2017. There have been a lot of questions lately on if there will be a 2017 WWE draft. In the previous brand splits, we've seen yearly drafts where WWE would shake the rosters up in order to keep the feuds, storylines, and matches fresh for both brands. There are rumors circulating that WWE could be adopting a new format for the 2017 edition of the WWE Draft. Note that plans, obviously, in WWE are always changing. The idea will be that instead of completely redrafting the rosters, there will be a way to have only a handful of guys and females switch sides between Raw and SmackDown Live. Raw and SmackDown would get a few selections where they would get to pick, for example, we're going to use 5 for the sake of the argument, where they would get 5 picks, 5 stars from the opposite brand to switch over to their roster. They could also select a surprise or 2 from NXT. Whoever is holding a championship during the time of the draft will be ineligible to be selected, keeping the same titles on Raw or SmackDown. So let's look at the champions and what I'm assuming would be, because the draft rumored to be taking place in May. WrestleMania will be over and done with. We're going to be looking at Brock Lesnar as the Universal Champion. He would remain on Raw. We're going to be looking at maybe Chris Jericho losing the title to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens would be the United States Champion. He would be on Monday Night Raw. We got the Tag Team Champions, Enzo and Cass. They would be on Monday Night Raw. And I'm going to say Charlotte winning the title back at WrestleMania for a 5th time. She would be on Monday Night Raw. They would not be drafted whatsoever. Cruiserweight Champion, I'm going to go with Austin Aries over Neville. I think Austin Aries, well, the Cruiserweights are on Raw anyway, so I guess that's null and void. But I just wanted to throw that out there. On SmackDown, I'm going with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has to beat Randy Orton. There's no sense in Randy Orton beating Bray Wyatt. I don't think Randy Orton is doing all this to benefit himself. I think honestly Randy Orton would vouch for Bray Wyatt. Listen, let's put this guy over finally. You know, this is the whole reason for the storyline. Bray Wyatt gonna remain on SmackDown. We got the Tag Team Champions. I'm gonna say American Alpha. We'll talk about them in a bit. We're gonna say American Alpha's Tag Team Champions. They will remain on SmackDown. Maybe, you know, I don't even know what's going on with the women. Alexa could walk out. I'm hearing Eva Marie could come back and win the fucking title. I'm hearing, Naomi. I'm hearing a multitude of things about the women's championship. Mickie James could win it, you know? So, who knows? Whoever the women's champion is, they will remain on SmackDown. Everybody else is eligible to be, switched over from brands. And the Intercontinental Champion, Baron Corbin, looks like Baron Corbin would be the Intercontinental Champion coming out of WrestleMania. Ambrose would be, eligible to be moved over to Monday Night Raw. Now, you guys know how I feel about the draft. I honestly don't think a lot needs to be changed. It's not broken. It's not broken. When Balor went down with injury, I feel the Monday Night Raw main event scene took a huge hit. Imagine when Balor, with Balor healthy, how the Monday Night Raw main event scene would have looked all through 2017. Just imagine. Things would be so radically different. When he went down with injury, it changed everything. And I think with Balor coming back, it's going to be very, very good. Rollins hopefully will be healthy. You'll have Owens, Rollins, Reigns, Balor, Jericho. You know, I don't know what's going on with the U.S. title. They certainly need more of a mid-card there on Monday Night Raw, or they at least need to acknowledge the need for a mid-card on Monday Night Raw. The tag team division sucks on both brands. You guys know how I feel about this. I've talked about this time in and time out. The tag teams should be on one brand. All the tag teams should be moved to SmackDown. All the women should be all the women should be moved to Monday Night Raw. You guys know how I feel about that. I think that would really lend a lot to the divisions. Also, it would give you a fucking reason to watch SmackDown. If you want to see Enzo and Cass, you're going to watch them exclusively on SmackDown. You guys want to see Alexa Bliss, you're going to see Alexa Bliss exclusively on Monday Night Raw. I can't stand to see this 3-women division anymore. I can't. It's fucking ridiculous. It's retarded. It is absolutely fucking retarded. How can you enjoy a division with 3 women? How can you have anything creative come out of a division with 3 women? Same thing with the tag teams. You don't use the Golden Truth. The Shining Stars are a complete fucking failure. The New Day have done nothing since they lost the tag team championships. You got Sheamus and Cesaro, who would be better off broken up to give yourself a mid-card on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. One of the two. And you would move Enzo and Cass and the club over to SmackDown. You would have Enzo and Cass. You would have New Day. You would have the club, Gallows and Anderson. You would have American Alpha, the Usos. You would have the Ascension. You would have the Vaudevillains. You bring up the Revival. There'd be not one segment on SmackDown that is a throwaway segment. You feature 2 tag team matches per week, and you're set. You make the tag team division competitive. I would love to see that. And the amount of teams that you would have over there is plentiful. A lot of big known teams. The teams that you don't use, start using them. The Ascension, get them in there. Get them in the mix. Whether you want them to be enhancement, build them up so that they are credible challengers. Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Those are 2 guys I would split up. Tyler Breeze is worth more as Tyler Breeze on his own with his old NXT gimmick in the mid-card, upper to main event card. I would love to see that. I could see Tyler Breeze challenging for an IC title. I would love to see Tyler Breeze, and I could certainly see Tyler Breeze challenging for the WWE Championship on SmackDown. Tyler Breeze and AJ Styles would put on fucking clinics, classics, if you let them go 20, 25 minutes, man. Tyler Breeze is phenomenal in the ring. Fuck the gimmick. Look past the gimmick. It works. He could be a fucking great promo if you let him go. Get him out of this Village People rut and fucking showcase these guys. Same thing with Cesaro and Sheamus. These guys don't need to be a team anymore. Split them away. Utilize your teams. Put them on one brand. Same thing with the women. Get them on Raw, being that's where the revolution is. Give Charlotte some competition. Give Sasha some competition. Give Becky some more competition besides Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. You know, we could see Sasha versus Alexa, Alexa versus Charlotte, Becky versus Charlotte, Becky versus Bayley. It would be a fucking refreshing, just, oh my God, a breath of fresh air. I love it. I love it. That's what you got to do. Now, they won't do none of this. I just spoke 5 minutes, 10 minutes about something that will never happen because WWE made titles. They made separate women's championships. They made separate Raw tag team championships. They won't do it because they invested all that time and money and resource into those fucking titles, getting those titles made. So what's the point? What's the point of me giving you guys golden ideas when they will never, ever come to be? But that's what's going on with the draft. I wouldn't change a lot. I would not change a lot, man. I like the rosters the way they are right now, but things obviously need to change. We need some inclusion from NXT. We need the Revival up. Maybe Nakamura makes his debut. I'm hearing the Drifter, Elias Sampson, is going to come up. So we don't know, man. We don't know what's going on, but that is the rumor right now for the new format for the WWE draft in 2017. Will we get a legit draft in May? I don't know. That remains to be seen, but obviously, if we do, I will be covering it right here on the channel. Moving on with more news stories here. Let me see what else I got. I got a story here on Alexa Bliss and the SmackDown Live Women's Championship situation. What type of match will she be defending her championship in? Let's find out. Alexa Bliss will have an uphill battle at WrestleMania 33 if she wants to hold on to her SmackDown Women's Championship. Daniel Bryan mentioned on the March 7th episode of SmackDown Live that she would be facing off against any female available on the SmackDown Women's roster at the event. During the segment, Natalya, Mickie James, and Becky Lynch were all involved. We can assume that they will be the three women competing in the match. So what's the deal with Daniel Bryan saying any female available? Are we going to see some surprises on SmackDown's match for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania? One of the rumored reasons why WWE is keeping the match open-ended is because of Naomi. WWE is giving her an opportunity to compete in the match in her hometown of Orlando if she recovers from her knee injury in time. She recently posted an update on Twitter about her status, and I quote, "Yes, doing a lot better, but I'm still going to rehab weekly. Still, the knee isn't at 100%, but I still have time to try and make Mania. I am not giving up." That she actually tweeted to Justin LaBar. She actually quoted Justin LaBar in that tweet. If Naomi is available to go, she will be a surprise for the match. It all depends on the next few weeks. The other rumored reason is that WWE has a surprise or two in store for the match involving a returning female star, maybe Kelly like we talked about, maybe Victoria like we talked about. They are names that have been rumored over the past couple of weeks. One of them could potentially be introduced soon. There was rumors going around that WWE, unfortunately, signed Kelly to a 3-year deal, and that she's training at the Performance Center to actually step up her game because she had none when she was in the WWE with her previous run. She's got to step up her game big time if she wants to fucking compete. This ain't the same fucking WWE as last time, man. You ain't going to come out next to nothing, wearing next to nothing, thinking that, you know, your fucking fake tits and your long legs are going to get by. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. This is Becky, Sasha Banks, Charlotte. This is Mickie James world now, man. This is Alexa Bliss world. You're not coming into the ring and you're not going to get by based on looks alone. Not going to happen. One of them, Kelly or Victoria, could be introduced. It will be interesting to see what happens over the next few weeks in regards to this match. But I'm thinking that it could be a six-pack challenge or a fatal five-way. I don't know, man. Maybe it's a fucking battle royal. Maybe they're going to get all these women involved, throw them in one fucking battle royal, but again, I don't want that, man. We already got the fucking Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. How many multi-person matches are we going to see at WrestleMania? I don't want to see multi-person matches. It just reeks of laziness. It reeks of laziness. If Naomi did not get hurt, it should have been Naomi with the challenge against Alexa Bliss, for sure. For sure. I wouldn't even have Naomi win the championship. I would have had Alexa just stick it to her week after week after week. You are a failure. You know, you're insignificant. You're unimportant. Who are you again? That type of bitch-like mentality from Alexa Bliss. She does that week after week after week, just cutting Naomi down. You know? And Naomi goes into WrestleMania as the underdog, and she wins the championship. Or I would have ran with this relinquishing of the title situation, and I would have given the title back to Alexa. I wouldn't have even done anything with the match. I just would have gave it back to Alexa because she has a number one contenders clause, another rematch clause. Just give it back to her. You know, just build heat on her for saying, "Oh, look at me. You got hurt, and I'm the champion again. You're a failure. You'll never make it in this business." And they just build Naomi as the fucking underdog, and you just showcase her week after week after week, rehabbing the knee, and Alexa goes through everybody on SmackDown leading up to WrestleMania, beats Mickie, beats Natalya, beats Nikki, and she's like, "Listen, I got nobody else. Who else is there? Naomi's hurt," and then miraculously Naomi, is back at WrestleMania. She's getting her shot at the Women's Championship again, and that's the match you book. Naomi versus Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania, one-on-one, without this fucking multi-person match bullshit. Because we got too many multi-person matches already at WrestleMania. I don't want to see any more. But we don't know what's going on yet. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we will have a clear indication of what's going on with the SmackDown Women's Championship. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship is another story here. You might have noticed over the past few weeks on SmackDown Live that there has been a lack of focus on their tag team division. No shit. This is the second week in a row that we didn't see any storyline progression regarding the SmackDown Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania 33. American Alpha have had a very unmemorable run so far as champions because they have no fucking competition. Utilize my idea and bring all the tag teams to SmackDown. Seriously. They did not defend their titles at the Royal Rumble and have gotten very limited screen time over the past month. It just feels like WWE is putting the division on the back burner. There are some rumors circulating that the SmackDown Tag Team titles could be on the chopping block when it comes to having a match at WrestleMania 33. The card for the event is already looking stacked. As we went over yesterday, 14 matches already, and I didn't even include the Tag Team Championship. If they are forced to cut back on a match, expect American Alpha to be on the top of the list. We have seen a little bit of storyline going between the Usos and American Alpha over the past month. WWE is likely keeping that match as an option for the WrestleMania kickoff show if they need it. Will we get the definitive answer on SmackDown Live this coming week? Would be a shame that American Alpha and the Usos get left off the card. Expect the SmackDown Tag Team titles to either be on the kickoff show for WrestleMania 33 or off the entire show altogether. That is a fucking shame, dude. An absolute fucking shame. I got nothing to say about the tag team division, man. You guys know my thoughts on that. You know my thoughts on that. It's got to be done. It is the only saving grace for the tag team division. You are not going to go into 2017 with the same fucking teams, or the same amount of teams per brand. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. You will not have an exciting division, and we will end right back where we started, without any focus on either division. They will both be a joke at the end of the year. You got to move all the teams to one brand. It has to be done. Whether you bring in the Hardys or not, I don't know what the Hardys plan is going to be. I'm hearing the Hardys are already going through medical testing. All they need to do is, come down on a number and what these guys are going to be paid and how much money they're going to be making. That's it. That's it. Whether they come in as the Broken Hardys, whether you split them up and put Jeff on Raw and Matt on SmackDown, I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is that what they got going on right there with the Broken Hardys, they would lend any division a fucking huge key. They would give them a huge boost, but it's not going to be enough. And then the Hardys are going to be right back where the tag team divisions as a whole on both of these shows are right now. Nowhere. There's only so much the Hardys can do. There's only so much. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe you bring them in and you put, like I said, Matt on SmackDown and Jeff on Raw, and then at the end, maybe you get them back together. They don't necessarily need to come in at the same time. And they could go and do their own Expedition of Gold somewhere else down the line in the future, put it on hold for a little bit. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, I don't know what's going on with the tag team divisions. My idea, simply right now, out of everything that I've heard and read, is the best situation for the tag team division. Let's move on to this next story, guys. Goldberg. Now, I went off on Goldberg in part one. If you guys missed that, clearly, I would highly recommend you go back and watch my epic rant on why Goldberg squashed Kevin Owens in 22 fucking seconds at Fastlane. But today I have the latest on Goldberg's contract status with WWE after WrestleMania 33. Now, there is no doubt that Goldberg has injected in the beginning of this fucking torturous, marathon that we're in with Goldberg and Lesnar, because after that Survivor Series match, it right downhill. Didn't give a shit. So Goldberg did inject some momentum and some new life into Monday Night Raw. Ever since the brand split, many feel that SmackDown Live has been the best show of the two, and it by far certainly is. However, the build-up for Survivor Series gave the Blue brand some very stiff competition. After a 12-and-a-half-year absence, Goldberg came out of retirement to set up a fantasy warfare match against Brock Lesnar that stemmed from a fucking video game. Now we're stuck with Goldberg as the Universal Champion for a month without him having to defend the fucking title, all because of a fucking video game. It was quite the surreal moment for the WWE when Goldberg returned to the ring. According to interviews, Goldberg stated that his desire to get back in the ring was simply due to his wife and son not being able to see him early on in WCW, and he wanted his son to see him in the ring, as a competitor for WWE. From the ovation of the crowd, Goldberg was well received, and Raw became significantly more exciting. Perhaps the biggest shock is a result of the match between Goldberg and Lesnar at Survivor Series, and what many fans thought was just a one-time deal. Goldberg shocked the entire wrestling world by defeating Lesnar in 1 minute and 26 seconds. It was later revealed that Goldberg had agreed to an extension that involved the feud with Lesnar expanding all the way until WrestleMania 33. The two had an altercation also at the Royal Rumble, which resulted in Goldberg quickly eliminating Lesnar to further show his dominance against the Beast. Due to his inability to conquer Goldberg, Paul Heyman issued a challenge for one more match against Goldberg at WrestleMania 33. That is the latest right now. Then obviously, Owens lost the belt. Squash, 22 seconds. Goldberg is your Universal Champion. Based on the current plans, the main event, and I mean main event, last match, is planned to be Goldberg versus Lesnar for the Universal Championship, since Goldberg defeated Kevin Owens for the title of Fastlane. According to Wrestling News, this will indeed be Goldberg's last match in WWE. Fox Sports affirms that Goldberg will not be in the WWE past WrestleMania. That is, unless you actually expect a 50-year-old Goldberg to stick around past WrestleMania, given that Goldberg's only been in the ring for 2 minutes since his return. That does not seem likely. Of course, things could always change, as Goldberg has shown during his latest run that he is overwhelmed by the reaction and the reception from the fans. However, at 50, Goldberg will not be a full-time member of the roster, even if he does not officially retire. On Raw, Lesnar and Goldberg had a face-off to promote WrestleMania. In the end, Lesnar was able to one-up Goldberg and execute an F5 on the Universal Champion. In the upcoming weeks, heading into their championship match, Goldberg is looking to regain the advantage he has over Lesnar throughout their previous encounters together. Logically, having a third match between Goldberg and Lesnar does not make much sense, since Lesnar was defeated by Goldberg at both WrestleMania 20 and Survivor Series. A rubber match is unnecessary because they did not split wins. But you're looking at it now the way I'm looking at it, they might not split wins, but Lesnar's going to get his win back, and he's going to get the Universal Championship. Those can make up for the 2 wins that Lesnar gave Goldberg at WrestleMania 20 and the Survivor Series. I'm not even counting the Royal Rumble. I'm not even counting that as a blemish on Brock Lesnar's record here with Goldberg. He would even everything up logically, if you want to think about it that way. He beat Goldberg, or he's going to beat Goldberg at WrestleMania, meanwhile taking his championship. Those are 2 big victories in itself, and that would pretty much make them even, okay? Now, moreover, it's quite obvious that Lesnar will defeat Goldberg. It is predictable, but how we get there is going to be the reason why we all watch. How will Lesnar do it? And in what fashion will he do it? How quick will he do it? Will Goldberg, expose himself and expose his weaknesses that we discussed on Off the Script yesterday? So it's going to be interesting to see, but we all know Lesnar's going to win at WrestleMania 33. However, the match does have an added sense of intrigue now with the championship being on the line, and does present one of the best box office attractions WWE can have with the current possibilities. Regardless of the criticism, WWE is hoping that WrestleMania 33 delivers. While Goldberg vs. Lesnar is not necessarily the popular choice, these 2 names transcend the company and bring viewers from outside of weekly programming into watching their biggest event of the year. And that's all Vince McMahon cares about. Who is going to bring in the most money? And nobody on their main roster right now, because they don't really give a shit about building up new stars. Simple as that. They want the Lesnars. They want the Rocks. They want the Goldbergs. They want those types of guys, because as long as they're able to go, WrestleMania's got to be sold by somebody. Who are you going to come out? Who are you going to grab? What casual fan that hasn't watched the product on a regular basis for years are you going to grab? And how? Goldberg is a fan or people are fans of Goldberg back in the day that might not have been keeping up to date on WWE. You know, Goldberg is that bridge to what is going on now and those fans that seemingly have been lost. That's WWE's thinking here. You got to understand that. I understand it. There's no reason in me getting pissed at this. I hate it. That's not how I would book a promotion. I'm an indie fucking mark. Okay? I'd book my promotion with the main event of Nakamura versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That's what I do. You know? Or AJ Styles in the main event against anybody at WrestleMania. That's what I would close the fucking show with. To me, the main event of WrestleMania needs to be the best wrestled match of the entire fucking year. That's what it's got to be. That's my mentality. For the WWE Championship, not this Universal Championship that looks like a fucking Skittle. Give me a fucking break, or a fucking Juicy Fruit, or what are those, I don't know, some fucking fruit by the foot, fruit roll-up, who gives a shit, you know? Starburst, whatever, you guys get the fucking point. That's the way I'd book my WrestleMania, but this is WWE's version of WrestleMania. Like Justin LeBar said, it's entertainment mania. That's all it is. It's a big box office attraction. You're going to put your two biggest fucking stars, no matter if they can wrestle or not, the biggest money makers in there to grab those casual fans that have not watched the product in X amount of years. And you want to give WrestleMania the most eyes. And how do you do that? You're not going to put a fucking Kevin Owens in the main event. This is Vince McMahon's thinking, by the way. You're not going to put a Seth Rollins in the main event. You're not going to put a Sami Zayn in the main event to close the show. You're going to put a Brock Lesnar and a Bill Goldberg. People who the casual fan know. You could be walking the street and you could be talking about either one of these guys and people will know who they are. That's it. It's entertainment mania. It sucks. It's the truth. But it's a pill you guys got to swallow. I'm not going to sit here and fucking, act like a fucking asshole and someone who is completely ignorant to what's going on here. This is the truth. You got to deal with it. The lack of interest in WWE for many fans shows that the current full-time talent is not sufficient enough to headline the most anticipated show of the year. Goldberg is scheduled to lose the match and end his run. But will Goldberg stay past WrestleMania? Will they bring him back? Because, WWE would love to revisit those fucking dream matches that they talked about. Maybe a Cena versus Goldberg, a Reigns versus Goldberg. I could see them marketing a spear versus the spear. Who's the master of the spear? Give me a fucking break. So I'm going to bank on Goldberg again making maybe one or two more appearances. After Mania, he's done. There's nothing more for him to do. He'll be back in the Brock Lesnar role in that big marquee match. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe at Survivor Series, maybe at next year's WrestleMania. I don't know. But Goldberg will be there if needed. And Vince McMahon, like I said, if he wants to sell next year's WrestleMania, Goldberg's going to be ready. He's going to be willing. You're going to make a money offer. He's going to take it. That's just the way I see it. Finally, guys, we're going to end with this one. Speaking of the Roman Empire, inside Vince McMahon's decision to have Roman Reigns win at Fastlane. Roman Reigns should not have won at Fastlane. Neither should have Braun Strowman. Okay? WWE. Now, some people are saying that Braun Strowman was not buried. This will do nothing to Braun Strowman. Strowman will build himself back up. But why should he have to? I don't understand the logic there. Why should Braun Strowman, after everything that he's done to get better week in and week out, to be a believable fucking monster, to be positioned the way he has been, why should he have to work on top of everything else that he's working at? Why should he have to work to build himself back up to the position that he had before this match because you want to give Roman Reigns a clean victory over Braun Strowman? I don't understand that. I really don't get the logic there. What is he going to do at WrestleMania? Is he going to win a Battle Royal? You're going to put Braun Strowman in a fucking jobber Battle Royal? Give me a break. How is that going to prove to me that Braun Strowman is back on the map? It's not. You take Strowman, who had a great Royal Rumble performance, goes into Fastlane against Roman Reigns, stares down The Undertaker in the middle of the ring and walks away out of a sign of respect for the dead man, and then you're going to put him in a Battle Royal with Tatanka and Diamond Dallas Page and Doink the Clown, and whoever else they want to fucking, round up from the old age home for this fucking jobber battle royal. And, if I'm WWE, I would have Braun Strowman go into that battle royal because you know he's going to be there. I don't see him doing anything else. Unless they want to do a triple threat match with The Undertaker and Roman Reigns, which I don't see happening. But it's always a possibility. I just don't see that happening at all. It's just an idea. But I would have Braun Strowman go into this battle royal, and I would have him literally eliminate everybody. Everybody. 20 men, gone. I don't give a fuck who's in there. Have him eliminate the entire fucking field of competition and have him stand tall at the end. Even that is not going to win me over. Because the damage has been done. Why does everybody have to be built up and fed to Roman Reigns? How many more people are going to be used as a catalyst to fucking get this guy or try to get this guy over? It's always going to result in the same thing. A fucking failure. It's like people who tell me, stop watching. Stop watching if you hate it. Stop watching if you're going to be negative. No, I'm not going to stop watching. I'm not going to stop watching. The people that say that are the Roman Reigns fans. Why am I going to stop watching when you're going to come on here and watch me week in and week out complain and be negative about the shit product that WWE is producing? The more that they try to do this shit, you go back and back and back and back at it, the more times you fail. It's like me. It's like people telling me stop playing Call of Duty, which I have. I haven't touched Infinite Warfare in fucking months. I haven't touched Modern Warfare Remastered. The same thing over and over and over again. You expect things to change, but they never fucking change. WWE is expecting things to change with Roman Reigns. They're never going to change. It's fucking a mental disease. Vince McMahon has a mental disease. Kevin Dunn has a mental and tooth disease. Okay? Nothing will ever change when it comes to Roman Reigns. You're going to expect a different result, and you're going to always end back up where you started with this fucking guy. He should have never won clean. Never. Undertaker should have been at Fastlane. Balor should have been on Monday Night Raw. That's the way I would have booked it. I would have booked it with Roman Reigns going for a spear and the lights go out. What was the difference if The Undertaker, showed up at Fastlane as compared to Monday Night Raw? There was no difference. In fact, Fastlane would have been better. Fastlane would have aided in keeping Braun Strowman undefeated, and it would have built up your WrestleMania match with Roman Reigns. Now you look at Monday Night Raw, we have Braun Strowman taking a fucking loss, and he's not undefeated anymore, and we didn't see anything that we wouldn't have seen at Fastlane. We got the choke slam that we would have got or should have got at Fastlane. Reigns should have went for a spear on Strowman to finish him, but the lights go out. Strowman's not in the ring anymore, but standing when the lights come back on is The Undertaker standing there. And Roman goes to spear him. Roman eats a big boot. Chokeslam in the middle of the ring. Undertaker points up in a fucking lame motion at the WrestleMania sign. And that's it. Challenge is made. Who's the big dog of the WWE? That's it. That's the way I would have did it. Roman would have won the match by DQ. Strowman would have never been pinned clean. And he would have looked strong coming out of that because he beat the shit out of Roman Reigns in that match. He looked good. He dominated. Put him through a fucking table. Went off the fucking top rope for an elbow drop or a headbutt or whatever the fuck he was going to do. Strowman really showed you that he is in this to get better. And I don't understand why the decision was made. I also read that the decision to have Roman Reigns win, listen to this, the decision to have Roman Reigns win at Fastlane was not decided until the 9 o'clock hour. So they were still coming up with plans. They were still coming up with outcomes until 9 o'clock. How pathetic is that? And then these are the people that fucking come on here, well, JD, you got all your fucking, your news and rumors and speculation all wrong. Well, how could you get it right when Vince McMahon's changed the fucking plans up until 9 o'clock? 1 hour before they actually went to the ring. Do you see how fucking stupid Vince McMahon is? Plans should have been laid out. It's easy. I don't understand why there's so much indecision here. The one decision you had to make was to keep both guys strong. Not bury one of them and keep one of them going strong because he's going to fight The Undertaker at WrestleMania. There was a way around it. Instead, you booked yourself into a corner and panicked, and you made the one decision, that of course you were going to make. Put Roman Reigns over. Make Roman look strong going into WrestleMania. Awful decision. There were 3 matches at Fastlane that a good portion of the WWE Universe seemed to object to the outcome of. Casual fans may have been satisfied. Yeah, the fucking prepubescent fucking teenage girls that got Roman Reigns plastered all over their fucking wall and their Twitter profiles. Those are the fucking people that don't deserve access to the fucking internet. Sickening. Those are the people that were satisfied and excited about Roman Reigns winning. They're not wrestling fans. They don't see the big picture. Bayley and Goldberg all winning their matches. But WWE's hardcore audience flagged those booking decisions for being illogical and unnecessary. The WWE Fastlane main event would have been over quicker had Kevin Owens not wasted time on the outside of the ring before the bell rang. But once it did, a distraction provided by Chris Jericho resulted in the WWE Universal Championship match lasting just 22 seconds. Owens had spent the previous 6 months building himself up as a legitimate main event caliber talent in the WWE, only to see his reign end in under a minute. That's what people were pissed by. That's what people were pissed about. WWE wanted to give us not a legitimate main event. Owens is a main event caliber talent, yes. But a legitimate champion, he was not. He was a joke. Owens was a fucking clown. Owens was only a legit champion for 3 weeks out of his 7-month title reign. And it's sad that he was brought back to being the Kevin Owens that we seen in NXT only to lose in 22 seconds. That's what people are upset about. The fact that WWE booked Kevin Owens the way that they did for 6 months, 7 months, and then we finally got the Kevin Owens that should have been Universal Champion, a serious champion, losing to Goldberg in 22 seconds. Does anybody that would have got a good match out of Goldberg, it would have been Kevin Owens. In regards to the WWE Raw Women's Championship, Bayley may be the crowd favorite and the babyface, but the match was set up for Charlotte to regain the title. There was an original plan in place for Charlotte to carry the belt into WrestleMania, where Bayley would finally win it. That was scrapped along the way. However, Charlotte did have a pay-per-view winning streak on the line, and it seemed to make sense for that to remain intact, at least until WrestleMania. Charlotte, the heel, ended up being cost the match by an interfering babyface in Sasha Banks. That's another thing that they fucked up. Bayley was given the Raw Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw in a throwaway match. Decent match. Not going to fucking sit here and tell you it was bad, but that moment was ruined. They gave Bayley, who they propped up and hyped up as the girl who sat in the nosebleeds and the girl who fucking sat home and wrote poems and fucking stories about being a WWE superstar and dreams and aspirations of being a fucking WWE superstar, right? Crying over the fucking letters she wrote in 6th grade or whatever fucking grade it was. No, they ruined all that. It's like they wanted to rush through that. So now she has the title. Why am I going to care about you telling me Bayley was one of those people sitting in the nosebleeds wishing she could be in the ring? What is there to Bayley that we have to fucking care about? What is there to Bayley now that we have to emotionally attach ourselves to? Nothing. It's over. It is over. What they should have did is what I mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. Bayley not willingly give up the title. Stephanie should have taken the title. Stephanie should have been a bitch and took the title off of Bayley and say, you know what? This is not what I expect out of the hugger. This is not what I expect out of Bayley. You're better than this. I'm taking the fucking title and I'm giving it back to Charlotte. Charlotte is still your Raw Women's Champion. You know what? That's what I would have done. And at that point, you would have Sasha, get in there and defend Bayley and befriend Bayley and try to, rub up to Bayley and treat Bayley right and be there as a friend. And there's an underlying thing going on there with Sasha. You go to WrestleMania. Bayley, Sasha, and Charlotte in the triple threat match like we're seeing right now. Charlotte would have her undefeated streak at WrestleMania, and Bayley would be the underdog who's, been stripped of the title because of Sasha, right? But as the weeks go on, you would have Bayley and Sasha kind of get into disagreements, maybe a tag team match, maybe, a faulty finish. One blames the other. You leave this up to WrestleMania, and Bayley would win the championship, and Sasha would become so fucking jealous because she beat Charlotte for the title, something she couldn't have done. And you would have, or you could even make Sasha win the title, one or the other. It would probably be better in the end if Bayley continues to chase. And I'm gonna retract what I just said. Sasha, because this is exactly what I said. Sasha should win the championship and turn on Bayley in the process. I got the championship now. Go fuck yourself. Turn on Bayley either at WrestleMania or the Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania. Sasha's the champion. She takes that into SummerSlam. Bayley continues to be the underdog, where you take it to SummerSlam and build up their historic match that they had at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. You have it again on the main roster. Bayley wins the title at SummerSlam, just when she did 2 years ago in NXT. That's what I would have did. That's what I would have did. Charlotte would have still had her undefeated streak because she would have never been pinned. Sasha would have pinned Bayley for the championship. Everything would have been right. WWE wasted all their resources on this streak to have it end at fucking a B-level pay-per-view. That's it. It's over. Bayley's mystique now is gone. Who gives a shit about Bayley? They used this fucking storyline and had it conclude on Monday Night Raw, and then they had her beat Charlotte at the pay-per-view. Who cares now? Sasha is teasing a heel turn, and we're hearing heel turn maybe. Charlotte's undefeated streak, gone. There's nothing left for this match at WrestleMania. I would find it hilarious if anybody outwardly says, I care about the Women's Championship match on WrestleMania. There's no reason to care. Zero emotion in that match. It is a throwaway match now because WWE fucked up creatively. And whoever is writing the fucking shit and deciding on what's happening with the women's division, they need to get the fuck out. That Tom Cassiello guy, they need to bring him back in because when he was there, seems like things were going the right way. With Vince McMahon booking this shit and fucking whoever's writing this garbage, they fucked up everything for WrestleMania to the point where nobody is going to care. As if losing at Fastlane in the manner in which he did, although I'm skipping ahead here. And then there was the showdown between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Reigns has been pushed to the moon over the past 4 years in the main eventing WrestleMania back-to-back years, but the vocal portion of the WWE Universe has rejected his ascent to the top of WWE. Braun Strowman was being properly positioned throughout his well-devised push since the brand split has ended, but lost clean to Reigns at Fastlane, the first time he's been pinned in singles competition. As if losing at Fastlane in the manner in which he did wasn't enough, the following night on Monday Night Raw wasn't much better for Strowman, according to some. The Monster Among Men called out Reigns to finish what he started, but The Undertaker came out instead. WWE officials booked themselves in a corner for this segment, and they decided that the only way out was to have Strowman retreat, leaving the ring open for the Deadman and Reigns to take center stage. In 2 nights, Strowman went from WWE's most unstoppable monster to a relative afterthought heading into WrestleMania. It's now expected that Braun will find himself booked in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, where he'll undoubtedly enter the bout as the favorite. Reigns, meanwhile, preps for one of the marquee matches that WWE will put on at WrestleMania. Strowman, I do agree WWE booked themselves in a corner here with this Strowman stare down with The Undertaker and then him walking out of the ring. I would not say that it wasn't much better for Strowman. I would not say that, it really harmed Braun Strowman. It really didn't do him any favors, but WWE booked themselves in a corner because we don't know if The Undertaker is going to retire after this year's WrestleMania. They left it open as Strowman walking away and nodding to The Undertaker. They both nodded at each other as a sign of respect. And Strowman left the ring. He walked into the crowd and didn't take his eyes off The Undertaker. That was a sign of respect because it was one of those moments where they both knew, I'm gonna back away, Strowman said, and I'm gonna meet you somewhere down the road. We'll have our day. This is not over between me. I'll see you again. That was that type of thing. But they booked themselves in a corner because who the fuck knows if Undertaker's going to be around? We don't know if this is going to be his last WrestleMania. We don't know if Strowman and Undertaker is actually going to happen. I don't know. So they really didn't do Strowman any favors, but it didn't ruin Strowman on Monday night. What ruined Strowman is what happened on Sunday night. What we seen on Monday should have happened at Sunday's pay-per-view. Simple as that. There's no other way around it. There's no way for me to explain it. None. Now, according to the recent reports, that circulated throughout the week, Vince McMahon made the decision to put Roman Reigns over Braun Strowman clean, basically for the reasons described already. Vince sees a match with The Undertaker as one of, if not the most important things on the show. It only made sense to Vince to have Reigns beat Strowman by pinfall because of where the two were being positioned at WrestleMania 33. Not only was Reigns being groomed for a monumental showdown with WWE's Dead Man, but Vince wanted this to he wanted this to happen at WrestleMania for several years now. But he may also be in line for a huge program with Brock Lesnar again this summer. On the surface, there aren't any plans to turn Reigns heel anytime soon, but there's no doubt he will face a negative reaction from the WWE crowd at WrestleMania in the match with The Undertaker. In between the Phenom and the Beast, Roman may reunite for a transition program with Strowman, as several outlets reported. It will be interesting to see how the WWE handles Strowman coming out of WrestleMania, considering where he was before Fastlane and where he is going into WrestleMania. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. There are reports now that WWE might add a stipulation to the Undertaker match with Roman Reigns. It might be career on the line, something along those lines. I don't know. They booked themselves into a corner with this. There is absolutely no possible way this comes out positively for WWE. Whatever they're thinking is already dead. It's dead. Whatever they are thinking will happen here is dead. There's no way Roman will come out of this looking good. If he beats Undertaker, he's a heel. If he loses to Undertaker, he'll still be a heel. Doesn't matter. He cannot beat The Undertaker. This is not the time and place for Reigns to beat The Undertaker. Reigns doesn't even deserve to be in the ring with The Undertaker, let alone beat The Undertaker and retire The Undertaker. You're going to leave that to Roman Reigns? Of all people, you're going to leave that to Roman Reigns. And then people were complaining, oh, I don't want to see John Cena versus The Undertaker. Look what you got now. I would much rather have John Cena retire The Undertaker than Roman Reigns. This is bullshit. If Reigns beats The Undertaker, a heel turn is a must. If the only way for me to be okay with The Undertaker losing clean to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, the only way is if 100%, no looking back, full steam ahead, Roman Reigns is unprecedentedly a fucking heel. That is it. If this guy turns into the heel that we've been fucking wanting for years now, that is the only way I will even be okay with Undertaker losing. If The Undertaker losing means that Roman Reigns continues the way he is right now, with WWE being oblivious to everybody fucking, vocally showing their displeasure for him, it's an absolute fucking career killer for Roman Reigns. And all you Roman Reigns marks, all you Roman Reigns fans, how fucking sad are you that you back this fucking guy and back this company for doing what they're doing? Did you see the clip of Monday Night Raw where The Undertaker and Reigns were in the ring? The showering of boos that this guy got. And then you see the fucking replay and they lowered and pretty much made the boos non-existent. You didn't hear a fucking peep from that crowd. The Undertaker's match is being sullied and soiled and altered. The Undertaker's WrestleMania match is being altered because WWE positions Roman Reigns the way that they do, and fans fucking hate him. WWE wants to pretend that everything you heard was just fucking a mirage. They gotta alter the Undertaker's segments now because of what they're doing. How fucking sad is that? Did you ever think that the Undertaker segments needed to be altered for WrestleMania season? That is fucking pathetic. That alone, I already don't want to see the match. I don't give a shit. The only way I deem this match okay for the Undertaker to lose is if Roman Reigns is the biggest heel in the fucking wrestling business. That is it. If he's not, this is a failure. Reigns' career is dead. He will never get over. WWE's oblivious. People obviously in power over there need to fucking step away because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Simple as that. I cannot have Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker and maintain his current position. Things need to change. A heel turn is a must. If not, the guy's career is fucking beyond repair. It's already at that point. You do this and don't change what needs to be changed, Roman Reigns might as well fucking retire, put him in the Hall of Fame, get him off television. The guy's not coming back from this at all. Said and done. That's off the script, guys. Thank you so much for everything. Hope you enjoyed part 2. A lot of stuff in this video we went over. If you enjoyed it, like I said, hit that thumbs up. If you missed anything that I did previously this week on the channel, annotations will be on the screen right there in the video. Today's video, later today, is going to be Resident Evil 7, man. The ending of Resident Evil 7. So make sure you guys go and check that out. What's to come? Grandma. Our showdown with Grandma, man. It's going to be fucking awesome. Anyway, I'm JD. Thank you guys for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Vote on the poll. Patreon, Barbershop Window. Get your t-shirts. Audible Trial. You got the Internet Darlings. You got a ton of shit, man. Everything you guys need down in the description is there. Take advantage of it. And I'll see you guys on Sunday for part 3 of Off the Script, episode 160. I am JD, and I'll see you all on Sunday morning. Talk to you later.